Hi, this is Lorena Walsh, and I'm back with another episode of the tarot class that I started last week. I come to you from my house in Hartsville, Indiana. This time I'll be back at the shop tomorrow, so if you'd like to come see me in Nashville, Indiana, I'm waiting for you there. But right now, it's tarot time. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the last card I started last time. We went the first five of the wands because wands is fire and it's the first in the zodiac. So this was the five of wands. So just to recap, five is about conflict. It doesn't have to be the worst conflict. Five is just simply um, I call it BS conflict. You see the people they're all beating sticks at each other, or I call them thumping their breast. They're like, "Oh, isn't it awful? Oh my goodness, this is terrible. This isn't going to work very well for me. Oh no, oh no, oh sound the alarm." But truly, not. It's all just a bunch of BS. This is a lot of times you see this card with people that are dealing with office BS. You know, where you're getting involved and embroiled in other people's conflict, and you don't need to. If it's upside down, not only do you truly not need to, you need maybe not to start your own. You know, sometimes when it's upside down, it's like you're creating your own drama and nobody else is really doing it for you. So, anyway, I was talking about this the last time. Last time I was using the Morgan Greer deck. This time I'm using the Straight Rider Way. I'll probably do another one tomorrow or the next day, and I may go back to Greer. I may start something else because there's a lot of different decks. You might as well know that all of them have the same architect. It's an archetype theme. Each one of the cards is an archetype. It is like A, B, C, D. It's a signature in of itself. And if you know what A means in your brain, you know A is an apple, A is an alphabet, A is in whatever. But the A that has a meaning. Well, each one of these cards is an archetypical meaning. And when you put them all together, then you have a story. Just like if you put all letters together, you have a book. But when you're casting for someone, when you're doing their chart with them, then you're letting spirit work through you to see what's going on in their life with them there, or else them on the phone or anywhere else. You get their energy. Energy is all here now, so it doesn't really matter whether we're talking to each other on the computer or right next to each other, or we're thinking of each other in spirit. As you place your intention, especially with the understanding that you can do this and your ability to perceive, you can give people an awfully lot of insight, awfully lot of help into their life. So the next thing we're going to do is the Six of Wands. You can see the Six of Wands there. The guy, he's on a white horse. He's headed out. He's already got the victory sign, and you could say he knew he was going to win before he ever started the battle. Okay, well, that's the biggest positive attitude card. Not the biggest one there is, but it certainly is a good one. If you see that, you know that a person has a positive approach to something. If it's a question about something, chances are really good it's going to work out for them. If it's upside down, it still work out for them, but they're going to get in their own way. You know, the upside down card, maybe not as well, or maybe they need to change their attitude a little bit so that when it does show up, it doesn't have to hit them over the head. Um, but the Six of Cups, or the Six of Wands is what this is always about positive fire burning in the right way, fire burning to heat your house, not burn it down. You know, and you have control over this, and it's a good thing. You know you're going to be successful. So there is the Six of Wands. Just ride your horse into victory because you know you're going to succeed. And when you know you're going to do something, when you know it in the deepest level of your being, then the law of attraction comes into effect and you actually succeed. Okay. All right. Next card is the Seven. The Seven of Wands. See that guy? He's like on top of the world, and he's got his fire, and everybody else has got fire sticks at him, but he can handle it all. The fact of the matter is, he has properly handled it all. He's doing well, and he might need to pay attention to other people's energy. He might, need to say, well, yeah, this is my hill, and I'm going to be on it, and anybody, all other comers have to go through me. Now, when it's upside down, it's feeling vulnerable. feeling like you can't protect what's yours. You can't make it work for you. You still you might be able to, but you're going to have to put up a little more energy, a little more power for it, depending on what it's around, depending on where this energy is going, whether it's going to finance or it's going to relationships. There's only just a few things that really the bottom line that happens, and that's just like all the four suits. Well, the four quarters, the wands are about your creativity and fire. Well, that's one of the things you could be talking about. And just about everything you think of can either go in your fire, your money, which is pentacles, your love, which is hearts or cups, and your ideas and your thoughts and your speech, and your power, which is swords. So here is the 7. Stand on your own hill. Do what you need to do. You're protected. You're safe because you've done your homework. Hopefully you do your homework with the tarot here, and learn what I'm teaching, and also learn on your own. But the books have these wonderful canned meanings. Oh, they're so great. And I'm dyslexic personally, so I'll read that and I'll go, and it gains speed as it goes through. And I can't remember it. I tell people, if you can remember things, if you can memorize things, do so. But then throw the book away, because it's not going to do you any good except to understand that archetype of things. And the next one is the 8 of Wands. See that all that fire is coming at you, okay? And there's a lot of energy there, and you got to deal with a bunch of it. And sometimes I call this card, it's like chaos. Uh, you have to do one thing at a time and do it well, and you got 15 things coming at you. Okay, so it's a good card in many of its ways. I mean, if you got 8 wands coming, you got all kinds of creativity working. You're busy, 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 busy. You're hearing all kinds of information all at once. You got 4 channels going. Money's coming in if it's about money, and you've got to figure out what and where to do with it. But this is all about your energy, and it's all about sorting through the chaos. What's your energy? What's someone else's? What can you do? What shouldn't you be able to do about it? When it's upside down, it's like, oh my goodness, I got too much going on, and maybe I need not to pick up quite so much of it. And if I can't help it, well, then I got to deal with it the best way I can. And sometimes your creativity, your passion is cloudy. You don't know exactly which way to put your energy. So the other cards around this are going to help you figure out what's important now and what's not. Okay, but there's the 8 of Wands. It's like 8 fire sticks coming your way. Duck, run, or juggle. Okay, all right. Well, thank you. There you go. And now here's the 9. Here's this 9. This poor guy, see him? I mean, he's still standing. He's battered. He's bruised. He's got a lot going on behind him. But most of the 8 has passed. It's gone. He's handled it. Now he's there, and he might be a little bit scathed. He might be a little bit bruised, but he's made it. And, if you're dealing with any kind of a legal situation or anything, persevere. That this right side up, you're gonna make it. It's coming to an end, depending on where it is. If it's in the past, well, you have made it. Now you're healing from this. Or if it's in the future, keep on trucking. You'll make it. Just give yourself some time, energy, and effort. And as I said, a million times repeated, it just depends on what the rest of the spread has got to say. Okay? So there's the 9. If it's upside down, I don't tell people, no, you're not going to make it. Forget it. Because to start with, it does depend on what's there. But maybe this might be saying, you probably need to pay a little bit more attention to what's going on around you, because some of it could hurt you. And you might not be able to handle all of it. So, pick better what it is that you're dealing with. And if you had the 7 in the same spread, maybe not right next to it, That's going to tell me here's a person that's trying to juggle way too many things, trying to work, go to school, raise a family, get the car started, make things happen, take care of their mother, take care of their, oh geez, imagine all kind of things. Or if they're a big business, they got 40 million deals going on all at once, and they're losing track of it. Okay. And to, be a little bit more careful with what the steps you're taking right now, so that you don't end up dropping half your load, dropping half the things that you need to. Either that or step back and just, let somebody else. It's a little bit of delegation here. Can't hurt. Okay. You don't do with it upside down. You probably don't delegate well anyway. So, okay, there's the 9. One more, and then we're done with the wand suit as far as the lower, the 1 through 10. And then I'll go into the queen, king, page, and jack or knight. They're called all different things, but there's 4 people cards. Right this minute, here's the 10. Look at this poor guy. He's bent over. He's carrying the load. Oh my God, he's got them all and he's making it. Trouble is, they're not all his sticks. With this one, you have a tendency to overdo, to take on the burdens of other people as well as your own, to try and do too much, and be too burdened. And it's like, you care for somebody and you want to help them, and so you enable them. And enabling is carrying the sticks for them. Instead of letting them learn to carry their own, you're carrying it for them. You're overburdened, and you need to really, well, delegate. You're past delegating it. You need to put some of these sticks down, because oftentimes with this, in my background and such, I deal with a lot of people that have got some addictions. And so these are the people, or people that have people with addictions, the people that are carrying the load for somebody. You also could be carrying the load because your mother is sick and she's got Alzheimer's, and you love her dearly and you want to carry this load, but you could ask for some help. You don't have to be long suffering. For me, this is the long suffering card. Oh my God. Isn't it awful? I got to carry all this. When it's upside down, maybe you should take a little bit more responsibility. Maybe you're not carrying even your own sticks well. Maybe it's time that you paid more attention to taking care of responsibility. Like I said, depending on what's around. Maybe this is next to another person and that's what they're doing. But in essence, upside down is, yeah, you probably should pick up some of the slack that you're letting somebody else do. And right side up, don't do that. Let somebody else have the experience of being responsible for themselves. Well, all right. That's all I'm going to do, because 4 or 5 cards, that's about all you need to digest at one time. And if you looked at the last video, you see we went from 1 to 10. In the next, I'll be doing either another suit, probably cups, and I'll go from 1 to 5 and then 5 to 10. Well, folks, in every single one, the numerology always plays. Next time we're going to be dealing with cups, so we'll deal with the emotions of things, how people feel about things. A lot of times people feel and act on their feelings, and they aren't based in reality. But we'll get to that. And I think I don't know. Maybe I'll do next. I'll do the kings and queens, but I don't think so. I think it'd be better if we just stick with the lower, the 1 through 5 of all the suits, because it's important for you to understand the fire or the heart or the energy of the suits. Then we can get into cards, because a lot of times people just go, oh, they're people cards, so they're about people. Sometimes they're about the person. It isn't always like that. So let's just cover 1 through 5 and try not to get ahead of ourselves. So until the next time I'm on, I bid you happiness, joy, love, light. Come see me at Celestial Time. If you like a reading from me, you can always call me at 832-444-8380. I do take phone readings, and I was doing Skype, but Skype isn't as reliable as perhaps video chat on the cell phones. If you have a Android, Download Duo, Duo. I have that. I have a iPhone. So if you have an iPhone, then we can chat on FaceTime. Anyway, until then, happy trails. Bye bye.